Oh, hi. I was just test driving that one, and it works perfectly. Now all these ships have no gravity propulsion, which will put the people inside that down, and they all can fly to Pluto without filling up for gas for more, except one time. Now let's go to the sun. 3, 2, 1. The spaceship landed in the sun. Actually, it's in the dark side. Now, let's go to the light side. Now, the spaceship landed on the light side of the sun. Now, you take out your hover scooters and you can learn more about the sun. Okay. The sun is the star. The sun can make its own light, not like planets. If it wasn't for the sun, we couldn't see any of our things, or we wouldn't have any plants to eat. We wouldn't have anything. Actually, we wouldn't have ourselves either. Earth would be a lonely place without life. So that is why we want to take care of our sun. Now more facts about the sun. The sun is a hot, fiery star, and people think it's not a star, but it is. Why do other stars look different? Because they're so far away. Their light bend in all different directions, and the Earth's atmosphere only takes a little bit of light in, which makes them twinkle, 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 twinkle. Okay, now to Mercury, the closest planet from the sun. Ready? Now we're Mercury, the closest planet from the sun. So let's go, and we'll be the first people to go on Mercury. As you can plainly see, Mercury is a place with lots of craters. Mercury has lots of craters because it does not have an atmosphere like Earth. If a meteorite comes toward Earth and lands on Earth, only little chunks of rocks come, except if it's too big and Earth's atmosphere cannot take it, it just makes a crater, like the one in Arizona. Scientists think that crater made the dinosaurs die out. Now to Mercury. Talking about Earth. Okay, Mercury. Mercury has tons of craters. Mercury even has one of the world's biggest crater. Okay, now Mercury does not have an atmosphere like I told you. And because Mercury does not have an atmosphere, and that means that in the daytime it gets too hot. And in the nighttime, if you think the daytime's hot, take a load of this. In the nighttime, it's too cold, even minus. It makes you freeze like an ice cube. Now, to Venus. And you might think it's a little different from the nighttime on Mercury. Okay, this ship is ready to go to Venus. The 888 Wimpin Matrix. Oh! We're on Venus, and the second planet from the sun. It is much like from Mercury from the moon because it has none like Mercury. Take out your acid protective scoots and put on your light goggles or sunglasses because it's the second brightest thing in the solar system. Now let's take on our tour guide on. Okay, Venus is the planet that's the hottest. It's like Earth's evil twin. Dun dun dun. It's like Earth's evil twin because although it's the second planet from the sun, it's the hottest. Venus is so hot because its gas contains carbon dioxide. which traps the sun's heat. It's like a double blanket on top of you at night, and if it's summer, you will feel so hot. It's just like Venus, although Venus is much hotter. Now, let's go back to... Wait, one more thing. I said to put on your acid protective suits because Venus has acid rain. Acid rain is rain from air and pollution, which comes down destroying homes, trees, and scientists even think it's going to happen on Earth. And if people keep using factories, cars, trucks, they use pollution. Now let's go to the rocket ship and we can go to Earth space station on Houston. Now we're at the space station, and let's go and find out about Earth. Although you don't need to wear a mask because Earth makes its own oxygen. Earth has some pollution like Venus, but trees can manage that. But what happens to all the extra pollution? It goes to the clouds, high, and then it can sometimes trap the sun's heat, which is making global warming, which is also growing the greenhouse effect. And if that happens, people in the North Pole or the South Pole or Arctic or Antarctica, the animals will melt and the people will drown, because some people do live there, and the people will drown. And there's another way. All the animals in Antarctica have fur which protects them from the cold. If it gets hotter, they'll get warmer and they'll die of heating. But if we stop using pollutions, we can save them. So good, yay! And now let's get back to the rocket ship on the Houston, and we can go all the way. Oh, and one more thing about the moon. We need to go all the way to the moon so we can learn about it, and we can be the first people to walk on it. Although people already did. Okay, we're at the moon. Get ready for a moonwalk. One more thing. Okay, get your helmets on this one. There's no oxygen. We're the first people to walk on the moon, except we're not. We're Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin. Okay. The moon has no gravity, so that means, that's not no gravity. It has lesser. So that means if you weigh 40 tons on Earth, you can jump higher than a house on the moon. Woo-wee! That means I can jump higher than this house. Isn't that funny? Okay. Now the moon is a clump of dusty dirt, and it has craters like Mercury. Although it's not a planet, it's a satellite. Moon is a satellite, and the moon is Earth's satellite. It only has one, not like others, which some have 62, and others have, just make up your mind. Okay, now let's get to the rocket and we can go to Mars. The fourth planet from the sun. Okay, now let's go to Mars. Okay, we're on Mars. Although that was a crash landing. We're on Mars. The fourth planet from the sun. Mars is a Martian planet. It's like rusty. In other words, Mars is a rusty planet. They should call it Mars, the rusty planet, instead of Mars, the red planet. Actually, that's what it's called, because the red is rust. I don't know how the rust is being made, but it's rust. Can you just get it? Okay, now let's see if any of the other planets have rust. None have any rust on them. Except maybe some, I don't know. Oh, and Mars has 2 moons. Deimos, Phobos. Phobos looks like a peanut. Peanut, yum, yum, yum. And Deimos looks like a potato. Yum. I like mashed potatoes. Okay. And you can call them peanut and potato. Which is kind of funny. Okay, now let's get to the spaceship and we can go to Jupiter. Hey, we don't have any gas. What? Well, this has some gas. Okay, the gas is on. Now we can go to the asteroid belt. Okay, let me just get this. 3, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off! Now we're on an asteroid. Help! Help! And man is overboard on Mars. We need to rescue him. But we can't. We're stuck in an asteroid. But this favorite airplane, you can get him. It can only go up to Mars in the asteroid belt. But the man is stuck on Mars, so okay, we're on Mars. Hop in. I'm going to take you to the people. You hopped in. Okay, here we go. This man was almost out of oxygen. Okay. Now we need the same man to rescue us. Catch your breath for a minute. And now we can fix it. Okay, fixed. Now, let's go to Jupiter, the biggest planet from the sun. It's so big that you can fit all the planets inside it. Now we're on Jupiter. Let me get a speech. Got it. Now we're on Jupiter, the biggest planet from the sun. It's so big you can fit all the planets inside it. And Jupiter has a great red spot, which is actually not a spot at all. It is actually a big storm which has been raging for 500, 1,000 years. And now it's so big. It's really big. And okay, I'm going to tell you some words you can describe from Jupiter. Big, big, big. Oh, and the moons. Jupiter has 67 moons. Scientists think there's more moons yet to be discovered. Now, back to the spaceship and we can learn about Saturn. The Saturn. Is this ready? Okay. Time for Saturn. We're on Saturn, the planet of rings. Actually, we're on a ring. Hey, Captain, why did you say we're on a ring? Oh, we're on a ring because there's 7 of them. There's 7 rings. Wait, actually, the rings are made of rock, so it is possible to land on a ring. So we can land on a ring. Yay! Now, you need to hover above Saturn. Because Saturn is a gas giant, like Jupiter and the Sun. It's made of gas, but it's not a giant. Okay, let's hover above Saturn. When you're hovering above Saturn, take your hovering scooters and we can go deeper into Saturn. The spaceship, if it goes deeper, it will burn up because Saturn's core is hot. Okay, on your tour guide. Okay, tour guide's on. Now, like he was telling you, Saturn is a beautiful planet. It has a bunch of rings. Saturn is kind of funny because its ring will orbit around Saturn while it has a bunch of moons and it breaks the record for most moons. And while it does that, Saturn spins and Saturn rotates around the sun. Saturn is the spinny planet. Okay, now let's go to Uranus, right? Yeah, Uranus. Okay, Uranus. So now we're going to Uranus. We're in Uranus, the planet of wind. Uranus is the planet of wind because it has wind that goes 25 miles per hour. That's enough to blow an adult human. Hi, my name is Rami. Uranus has wind so strong it can even blow up a house. Hi, this is my house. Okay, now let me talk facts about Uranus. Uranus was the farthest planet, but it's not. Neptune is farthest, but Uranus and Neptune's information wasn't recorded until 2009 when I was born. Yay! It wasn't recorded until 2009, but most recently, Minor 10 and Minor 11. Minor 11 was the one to go to Neptune and Uranus, while Minor 10 was the one to go to Mercury. It was the first one. And Uranus is the farthest planet from the sun. You need a telescope, an extra telescope which can take pictures from the sky. Like a telescope on an airplane or a space shuttle. Now back to the ship, because that's all I know about Uranus. Okay, let's do an upside down landing on Neptune. Actually, that's an upside down landing. But let's just go out onto Neptune. Neptune was named after Neptune, a god. Which is kind of funny. Neptune. Okay, now Neptune, the planet, is a swirling ball of gas. It gets its blue-green color from hydrogen and helium. Actually, Saturn also has hydrogen and helium, which I forgot a fact. And Neptune also has hydrogen and helium, and they mix together to make kind of greenish, blue-greenish color. Now that is all I know because I don't know much about Uranus. But now let's go to Pluto, a dwarf planet. It was considered dwarf in 2006. Now we're at Pluto, the smallest planet from the sun. Actually, it's not a planet at all. It's a dwarf planet, the smallest dwarf planet from the sun, because there's 3 of them. Pluto is the smallest dwarf planet from the sun. I don't know anything about Pluto except this. Pluto is not, it's considered dwarf in 2006. And one more thing. And this is why Pluto is a dwarf. It does not clear the neighborhood, which means there's tons of garbage around Pluto. If it was a planet, it will either take it, or if it doesn't like it, it will repel it. Goodbye. And repel means it will throw it away, like that. And one more thing, Pluto. 2 more things. A lot of things. Pluto's orbit comes close to Neptune, and it overlaps Neptune, and it goes back to Pluto's orbit. Real planets have a circle orbit, a perfect circle. But Pluto's orbit is a oval which overlaps planets. Now Pluto is also considered dwarf for 2 things. It is too small, itty bitty, and it is too far away from. Hi, it's me, Pluto. I'm 2,001 million miles away from you. Now, let's go back to the spaceship and let's fly to Earth.